It's time now for the BHL 5 o'clock news on this Thursday evening, August 20th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. I your 5 o'clock news at 9:00 and I touch you at 5 o'clock here on this Thursday afternoon. Here is in Key, New Hampshire, where a Pfizer combative Jeb Bush said Thursday that he doesn't believe the term acre babies is offensive and blamed Democrats for perpetuating the idea that it's loaded term. A federal judge on Thursday said he would push the Federal Bureau of Investigation to see if they can recover any deleted government records that may exist on Hillary Clinton's private server. Reality TV star Josh Duggar's apologized after being ousted as one of the 32 million people who used the Ashley Madison. The woman who claims she alerted the FBI to Jared Fogel's criminal activity today said she is relieved that the former Subway spokesman has agreed to plead guilty. Former President Jimmy Carter said the cancer doctors discovered earlier this year on his liver has been found in his brain. Athens Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras of Greece called Thursday for the new national elections that have been to consolidate as part of the president with a $6 billion euro bailout plan to be agreed to the European creditors. Cairo, Islamic State claimed responsibility for a massive car bombing on Thursday that targeted security forces here in the Egyptian capital with a militant group claimed as retaliation for a deadly government operation against its fighters. In Seoul, the North Korean ruling party's Central Military Commission had an emergency meeting laid on Thursday after North and South Korea exchanged fire across the demilitarized zone and one of the worst incidents between the two since 2010. The migrant crisis could shift from Castro reports. Home Secretary Theresa May has said Mrs. May might said that she was well aware that the possibility of displacement in attitudes that the Calais and was looking at security at ports including Dunkirk. Bangkok, Thailand. Police are looking for women wearing a black shirt in connection with this week's deadly bombing at Bangkok's Iranian shrine, a senior police spokesman said on Thursday. In Seattle, crews are battling the flare of wildfires raging and checked in the Pacific Northwest space on Thursday for high winds forecast in the region a day after 3 firefighters were killed and 4 others were injured in Washington state. I never recognized for global temperatures. U.S. government scientists on that Thursday on the Earth's surface temperature for the month of July was 61.86 degrees Fahrenheit, or 16.61 degrees Celsius. Denny is only 4th game storm in the 2015 storm season and the first official hurricane in a year, so we'll have more than this and track Denny coming up on the Weather 7 here. In Sackville, Maine, police say they have a woman charged with stabbing and killing a mother of 5 in a Maine supermarket confessed to the slaying. Wall Street logged the 3rd straight day of loss of the Thursday, but Dow taking 358. Its biggest point plunge since the 2011 as investors grappled with fresh questions about the timing of the Federal Reserve's first interest rate hike slowing. Hewlett Packard said on Thursday that the department fell 13 points in the 3rd quarter. A reminder that grim challenges the department to break up of the company in the coming months. Sales of existing homes in the United States rose for the 3rd straight month in July, holding at the highest pace since 2007, according to the National Association of Realtors. Privately owned single-family homes rose 2.0% seasonally. Sheriff investigators plan to recommend prosecutors file manslaughter charge against Kate and Jennifer for their role in a fatal car crash on the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu last Friday. If you're looking at for the world's top super predator, look no further than your own. Selected the new study examining more than 2,000 predator-prey interactions and populations around the globe has found that humans don't only kill top carnivores. Very deep in the Antarctic ice, and the observatory is spotted ghosts and nearly massless particles coming in from an outsider galaxy currents beyond the Milky Way. Man-made global warming has made California's historic about 15 to 20% worse than it would have been otherwise and will likely make future droughts even worse. A study published by the American Geophysical Union said on Thursday. NASA's a long work week doesn't just mean less time or fun for friends, it can also mean an increased risk for certain cardiac events such as a stroke or a heart attack, according to a new study. Laval, Quebec-based Fallon Pharmaceuticals Incorporation and International Incorporated announced on Thursday that it would purchase privately owned Sprott Pharmaceuticals Incorporated for $1 billion here. As kids go back to school, some of Western home and away many, and I'm also you might went with think taking selfies for friends as treatment-resistant superfly strikes in California. Here we go, news time. It's now 5:04. Time now for a stock bar report here. The Dow down 358.04 points to close at 16,990.69. Dow S&P 500 down 43.88 to close at 235.73. And NASDAQ down 141.56 to close at 4877.49. European markets DAX 1043 to 2.19 down 249.96. FTSE 636,789, down 35.36, and CAC 44,783.55, down 100.55 points. Here, Asia markets here, Nikkei 20.33.52, down 189.11 points. Shanghai 3,665.38, down 120.53 points. HSI 22,757.47, down 410.38 points. Oil markets here, 40.94 up 34 cents. Brent 46.11 down 1.05 cents. Natural gas 2.757 up 41,000 a point. Gold markets 1151.80 up 23.98 points. Silver 15.525 up 346,000 a point. And copper 2.3195 up 435,000 a point. Bonds. US 10 unit 2.0731% down 56,000 a point. German 10 unit 0.582% down 3,000 a point. And Germany's 10 unit 0.375% up 13,000 a point. FX bonds there. European US dollar 1.1237 down up 2,000 a point, and US dollar Germany's yen 123.37 up down 100 a point, and Great Britain US dollar 1.5688 up 1,000 a point. All right, looking at commodities here. Wheat 5.9 up 9.5. Soybean 907 3/4 up 14 1/4. Corn 382 3/4 up 4 1/4. Sugar 10.64 up 5 cents. Coffee 107.90 down 3 1/4. Cotton 66.97 up 44 cents. Rough rice 11.655 down 245,000 a point. Cocoa 3,114 down 2. Live cattle 145.80 up 65 cents. Linox 64.475 down 1.525. And FD cattle 203.275 down 60 cents here. Here you go, news time, 5:07. 10.5 sports report here. The Boston Red Sox will square up against the Kansas City Royals in the first of a 4-game series at Fenway Park. Game time 7:10 p.m. with Wade Miley manager Red Sox ball. Denny W. Man for the Kansas City Royals here. How does Dave Dombrowski intend to fix the Red Sox after what he almost certainly will be their second consecutive last place finish here? Ty Woods has been insisted that his golf game is improving on Thursday. They finally showed Woods shot a 600 par 6 for his lowest score since the 6-1 in the second round of the WGC Bridgestone Invitational 2013. The ex-wife, former NFL quarterback Eric Kramer, is asking for prayers after Kramer apparently attempted suicide Tuesday, the latest sign of severe depression that he attributes to head trauma from his football career. It makes no how. Novak Djokovic failed to stay alive for the one tournament title that eluded them, reaching the quarterfinals of the Western Summer Open with a 6-4, 6-2-6, 6-3 victory over David Goffin on Thursday. Here, telling news time, Sale, 5:08. Now for a travel report here, and Jamestown Newport Bridge is looking good here. 114 and 138 on both ends, and around the Newport area, it's very slow here. A little slow here. 295 on the northbound side. A little slow doing an exit on 295 on the northbound side around Route 37 in Cranston, Route 37 on the westbound side, so from Warwick to Cranston there. 95 on the northbound side. 95 on the northbound side, so from Cranston all the way to downtown Providence. 95 southbound, so from protected all the way to downtown Providence here. And all the way up to Route 10 in Cranston here. 195 on both ends, so from meets Providence down to downtown Providence here. 295 on the southbound side, so from Route 6 and just to Route 14 here. 95 on the northbound side, also around Route 37 all the way around in Warwick here. 146 on both ends, so from Route 295 Lincoln to the north Smithfield here. 24 on the southbound side, so from 495 in Raynham doing an accident on 24 on the southbound side after Route 495 in Raynham here. 495 south slow around Route 24 in Raynham here. On the gate. 28 on the southbound side, also around the Bourne Bridge here. And Route 6 will continue from Sagamore all the way up to East Dam here. Route 3 on the southbound side, so from Hanover all the way up to Kingston here. 24 on the southbound side, so from 128 in Kenton all the way up to Route 8 Harrison Boulevard at Avon. 95 on the southbound side, so from 128 in Kenton all the way up to Bond Street in Norwood here. 120 on the southbound side, so from Route 2 in Lexington all the way out to the Braintree Split. due to an accident on 120 southbound side around the Mass Pike. Here, 128 on the northbound side, get an accident around Route 37 and Braintree Slope. 128 northbound slope from the split all the way out to Route 24 in Cantonair. And we got another accident at 128 on the northbound side before Route 138 in Cantonair. Southeast Expressway southbound side slope from the Pike all the way out to the Braintree split. Southeast Expressway slope from Dorchester all the way out to the Mass Pike here. Chippewa Hill Tunnel in both ends in Boston slow due to several accidents in the Chippewa Hill Tunnel in Boston area. One, I went to Southeast Expressway up the Mass Pike. Another on the Chippewa Hill Tunnel on the southbound side around Government Minister. And another one near South Station so specimen delays here. Mass Pike on the westbound side. It is backed up from Logan Airport in Boston all the way out to the Pooh Tunnel. Then hit brakes again from Brighton all the way out to Newton. And then hit brakes again from Weston on 128 all the way out to Framingham here. Doing an accident on Mass Pike on the westbound side in Natick here. Mass Pike on the eastbound side. It is so from 128 in Weston all the way out to Newton here. And then hit brakes again from the Austin Brent all the way out to the Logan Airport here. 93 on the southbound side. It is looking good. Northbound side 93. It's backed up from the Zakin Bridge all the way out to Route 20 and some Sonomere. 93 in southbound side also around Woburn stretch here. 120 in the northbound side, so for Route 20 Waltham all the way out to Route 1 in Peabody here. Route 2 in the eastbound side, so from Route 16 in Belmont to the Fresh Pond Parkway in Cambridge here. Route 1 in the northbound southbound side, so from Tobin Bridge all the way out to the Zakin Bridge on 93. 93 in the northbound side, so from Chelsea all the way up in Peabody around Route 1 near on the northbound side of Route 1 here. 195 on the southbound side, so for Route 20 in Marlborough all the way out to the Mass Pike here. Mass Pike in the westbound side, so from 495 Westbridge to Grafton here. 290 in the westbound side, so from Shrewsbury all the way out to Worcester here, doing an accident on 290 in the westbound side before Route 190 in Worcester here. Route 2 in the eastbound side, slow running active stretch. 495 in the northbound side, slow from Littleton all the way out to Haverhill here. 495 southbound, so from Lawrence all the way out to Westbury here. 120 in the southbound side, so from Beverly all the way out to Route 95 in Peabody here. Route 3 in the northbound side, so from 62 in Bedford all the way up to the Billerica here. 93 in the northbound side, it is so from 125 in Andover to Lawrence here. 93 in the southbound side, also running Andover stretch here. 195 is slow from Route 2 Littleton all the way up to Haverhill. 195 southbound, so from Lawrence all the way up to Westford here. Up in New Hampshire. Route 3 Everett Turnpike in the northbound side, so from Nashua all the way up to Merrimack here. And Route 3 in the northbound side, so before 293 in Manchester, New Hampshire. 93 southbound, so around 293 in Manchester, New Hampshire here. 95 on the southbound side, a little slow on Hampton Tolls here. Spotting Turnpike, so from Portsmouth all the way up to Route 4 in Durham here. And up in Maine, 295 on the southbound side, a little slow for the Portland stretch here. And Main Turnpike in the northbound side, a little slow around the New Gloucester stretch here, around Auburn and Lewiston here. And look at that MBTA alerts here. Take a look at MBTA alerts here at 5:13 here. Green line needs position, minor delays here. Still line needs position, minor delays in SL4 line due to traffic here. And commuter rail here. Neither line, train 621, 4:40 p.m. from substation today due to signal problem, 15 to 20 minutes here. And Providence Silk line, train 823, 40 p.m. from Woodford Junction today due to mechanical problem, 15 to 20 minutes here. And look at into alerts here. Malden. Going to work on up in street fire in the garage, extended vehicle, heavy smoke showing here. Here, telling news on 5:13 here, 10.5 hour. Water report on this Thursday evening here, 84 degrees out to the park class guys. Humidity 67, now 57%. Wind speed southeast wind 7 miles per hour. Barometer 3.04 inches, 2 about 67 degrees. Visibility 10 miles. Heat index 87 degrees here. Alright, looking at our current conditions around the region here. 75 degrees in Boston, 77 in Beverly and Gloucester, it's 83 in Bedford and Lawrence, it's 84 in Fitchburg, 79 in Worcester, 83 in Sturbridge, 85 in Milford, 84 in Norwood, 85 in Taunton, 82 in New Bedford, it's 81 in Plymouth and Provincetown, 79 in Falmouth, 76 in Chatham, 80 in Martha's 72 in Nantucket, 75 in Block-On, 79 in Wesley, 81 in Providence, 82 in Smithfield, it's 80 in Montauk, 83 in Islip, 84 in New York, 83 in Bridgeport, 80 in New Haven, it's 83 in Denver, 79 in Waterbury, 82 in Meriden, 84 in Hartford, Connecticut, 86 in Winslow, in Springfield, Massachusetts, 84 in Greenfield, Massachusetts, 85 in Athol, 83 in Northampton, 79 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 88 in Albany, New York, 92 in Glens Falls, New York, 82 in Rutland, 84 in Bennington, and in Bradford, Vermont, and in Keene, New Hampshire, and Jefford, New Hampshire, and Manchester and Concord, New Hampshire, 81 in Knocker, New Hampshire, 85 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 81 in Portland, New Hampshire, and 72 degrees up from Portland, Maine. Here, alright, looking at station map, surface map around the country shows the station front from British Columbia stretching down at 7 Alberta down for Saskatchewan, merged with cold front up in eastern Saskatchewan, and warm front up in the north central Manitoba here, and another station front from the Four Corner region stretching down for Texas, down for Louisiana, down for Mississippi, original cold front from Tennessee, Kentucky, stretching to Ohio, and up to eastern Ontario here with a pair of low pressure around northeastern Ontario with a front line from Ontario down for the northeast Wisconsin here, and front line with a low pressure from eastern Washington, Oregon, another one from southwestern Oregon down for north central California, and another front line from western Nebraska down for eastern Colorado, and a front line from south central Nevada down for southeastern California down for Gulf of California, and a front line down for northeastern Mexico here, and another front line from western Pennsylvania down for the Virginias and down for eastern North Carolina at the sea, and low pressure front line way off the New England coastline here, and we got also low pressure around the Four Corner region and around southwestern Mexico, and high pressure ridges around the Yellowstone Valley, western Colorado, eastern Arizona, north central Texas, and southeastern Missouri here. 74 degrees outside Toronto, Detroit, 80 in Pittsburgh, 83 in Washington, D.C., 86 in Atlanta, Georgia, 90 in Miami, Florida. It's 76 in Brownsville, Texas, 72 in Dallas, Texas, 81 in Kansas City, 82 in Omaha, Nebraska, 70 in Chicago, 72 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 80 in Great Falls, Montana, 63 in Seattle, 67 in San Francisco, 74 in Los Angeles. It's 102 degrees in Las Vegas, 105 in Phoenix, 86 in Salt Lake City, and a pair of 83s in Denver and in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here, hey, looking at the radar situation here on this Thursday evening here. And around New England there, it's doing some little spotty rain showers here in Vermont. And one part of spotty rain showers around Chittenden, around Proctor, around Rutland, around North Dakota, and down for Plymouth, and actually down for Kennington, Mount Holly here. And another batch of rain showers around eastern Montreal and down Barrie, and then up the west top zone here. And this is like little spotty rain showers in it. It's isolated heavy amounts east of Rutland, Vermont here. And some spotty rain showers south of Putnam Station in Vermont here. Zooming around. This is going to be our rainmaker for Friday and Saturday. A line of heavy rain showers from western Quebec, stretching down to west central New York, down for central and eastern portions of Pennsylvania, stretching up to western Maryland, and northeastern portions of Maryland, southern New Jersey, down for Delaware here. And some spotty clusters of showers and storms from western Virginia, and down for the southeastern corner of the country, and then down for Gulf states. And a lot of heavy showers and thunderstorms around eastern Texas and the southeastern portion of Texas down to northeastern Mexico here. And seeing some spotty rain showers around the western and north central portions of Michigan and northeastern Wisconsin, around UP and Michigan, and around the eastern and west central portions of Ontario, out of the northeastern portions of Minnesota here. And the west of us, here's some spotty rain showers and storms around western Texas and the northeastern Mexico, and then up near eastern Arizona down for southern New Mexico, and some spotty rain showers in southeastern portions of Utah here. And some spotty rain showers on east central and southeastern portions of British Columbia, and down for southwestern portions of Alberta, and a lot of rain showers on west central portions of Saskatchewan, down for southeastern portions of Saskatchewan, and stretching down the western Manitoba, and a lot of rain showers on western portions of Ontario, and up in the northeastern Minnesota here, and northwestern Wisconsin here. All right, let us take a look at the satellite loop here, and it shows take a look at the satellite loop. Shows a line of clouds from the Delmarva Peninsula stretching to Pennsylvania up to central New York and up to the eastern Ontario, up to the western Quebec and up to the Churchill Bay here. And line of clouds around Quebec and up to the northern Great Lakes. Line of clouds around in southeast quarter of the country, covered in a cloud shield from southeast Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, northern Alabama, and covering much of eastern Texas and the northeastern portions of Mexico here. And a line of clouds around central portions of Mexico here. And a line of clouds from west central portions of Texas and the northeastern portions of New Mexico. And a line of clouds from south central portions of Arizona and down to the north central portions of Mexico here. And a line of clouds from east central portions of Nevada and down for Utah and down for southwestern portions of Colorado here. And a line of clouds coming to much of British Columbia, section of Alberta, and Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, and a patch of clouds around west central Montana here. Alright, the latest on Danny here. The latest on Hurricane Danny here. It is a Category 1 storm, 54 in the north, 45.7 in the west. Central location here. Maximum winds 8 miles an hour. Movement west-northwest around 10 miles an hour. And here's the latest Local advisory here for Hurricane Denny. Denny strength a little more here. And at 5 p.m. Atlantic time, the center of small eye of Hurricane Denny was located by satellite near latitude 54 to the north, longitude 45 west out of the west, and Denny is moving towards the west northwest near 10 miles an hour, 17 kilometers an hour. This general motion is expected to continue into the Saturday here. Maximum winds have increased to near 80 miles an hour with higher gusts. Some conditions strengthen this forecast during the next 24 hours, but a weakening trend is expected to begin after that. Denny is a very small tropical cyclone with hurricane force winds only extend outwards up to 10 miles an hour from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outwards up to 60 miles an hour, 95 kilometers an hour. That's why remember the temperature is 99 millibars and 29.24 inches here, and there are no hazards affecting land here, but two more tropical service to do. Number one, a service drill. Interacting with an upper level low is producing an area showers and thunderstorms to the southeast and southwest of Bermuda. A non-tropical low pressure system expected to form within this drill over the western Atlantic during the next 82 years, and the environmental conditions should support some subsequent tropical subtropical development over this weekend, while the disturbance moves slowly northward and formation chance for 4 hours. Low 20% and formation chance for 5 days. Medium 60% here, and another disturbance here. Tropical wave that has emerged off the west coast of Africa, several hundred miles south east of the Cape Verde Islands, is producing distorted showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions are expected to become marginally favorable in some development in the system over the weekend and is in early next week, while the waves moves east-westward at 15-20 miles over the eastern tropical Atlantic. Here, formation chance for 4 hours. Low 10% formation chance for 5 days. Height 30%. Here, nope, low 30%. And over these specific areas, the disturbed weather center about 950 miles southwest of the 7th tip of the Baja California Peninsula, associated with a tropical wave, and their environmental conditions could become favorable for a gradual development of this system over the weekend, while the service moves westward about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Formation chance for 4 hours. Lows 0% of formation chance for 5 days. Medium 40% here. Alright, looking at forecast discussion here. Synopsis is a slow moving front will stall over the region Friday to Saturday to bring some scattered showers and thunderstorms with local heavy rainfall. Humid conditions will along with the front of a showers and thunderstorms produced by Tuesday that a cold front will move front breaking dry weather for the middle of the next week. Subtropical low pressure moving to northwest from the Bermuda will rain. Well after the state settled down in the Monday. Here, New Jersey until 6 a.m. Friday morning. Southeast flow will continue across 7 to New England with a moist lower layer, and satellite shows larger and farther in threatened Florida. Gulf of Maine mostly moving into the Maine coast, but also clipping into the Basque North Shore. No signs of fog spreads upwind of the Maine coastline. Here, lots of moist air, low levels with a dew points up upper 60s and low 70s. After sunset, this low level of moisture will eventually form fog stratus, but without existing fog stratus upwind to serve as a nucleus. This process won't be instant, but however, see a few hours during the night. Minimum temperature should be near the dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s here. And front portion front New York over there will spread showers throughout our western areas and most of the dynamics left over in Canada. Local convergence along the front and along the day. Few hundred joules of SB Cape should be enough to bring showers scattered thunder in the areas of west and west overnight, and perhaps simple water falls climbing over the 1.5 inches of all area and to 2 inches in western Massachusetts. Connected. Meanwhile, the projected storm moisture will be southwest of 5 to 10 knots. Mainly third overnight will be locally heavy downpours that could cause poor drainage flooding here. Alright, looking at some weather notes here. Humidity holds. Downpours possible. Unsettled weekend. Water temperature 69 degrees. I'm expecting 79 82 degrees for Boston, north and west, and 80 degrees for southeast Massachusetts and Cape Nouns and Rhode Island here. Alright. 7-day forecast goes like this. Tonight, Petrograd after 10 p.m. Mars. Most skies got low at 67 degrees and southeast about 5 miles coming in the evening here. Friday, chance of showers and thunderstorms. It's mainly after 9 a.m. thunderstorms produced heavy rain. Petrograd before 11 a.m. Otherwise, most skies got high about 81 degrees and southeast wind about 3 to 6 miles an hour. Precipitation 30%. No rain for miles between the 10 and 14 inches and high amounts possible thunderstorms here. Friday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some of the storms produce heavy rain. Petrograd skies got low at 600 degrees and calm wind. Precipitation 40%. No rain for miles between a 1.5 inch possible. Saturday, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Petrograd before 10 a.m. Otherwise, skies got having 81 degrees and calm wind becoming northeast around 5 miles by the afternoon. Precipitation 50%. No rain for miles between the 10 and 14 inches. Check some high amounts possible thunderstorms here. Sunday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms before 2 a.m. Then a slight chance of showers between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Then a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms after 4 a.m. was. Petrograd after 2 a.m. was. Plus got about 66 degrees and light east wind. Precipitation is 30%. Sunday, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Most skies got have 80 about 65 degrees and precipitation is 35% here. Monday, chance of showers and thunderstorms also possible at 11 a.m. Mostly cloudy skies have 80 about 64 degrees and precipitation is 40%. Then Tuesday, chance of showers before 9 a.m. Then a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. But tonight's got high about 82 degrees and just reached 30%. Tonight, podcast got about 61 degrees here. For the able to most got about 81, about 59 degrees. And for Thursday, tonight's got about 80 degrees here. Here's one of the phrase of the day. More of the same, humid day and temp tonight and a wet weekend in store. Here we have a good evening. Goodbye today. See you at 11 o'clock for a late hour report. Have a good evening here.